Alright, we got a guy. He want to date this girl, but in order to date this girl, he has to fight off 7 evil exes.
7 of them?
What movie you gonna do? What's the movie?
I don't remember. What movie was that?
Scott Pilgrim versus the World movie review
Apparently 7 dudes is the whole world.
on Movie Showdown. Check this out. What's up, world, and welcome to another episode of Movie Showdowns. I'm Ali Zakka, and before I introduce this next guest, I'm gonna tell you what Movie Showdowns is. It is a movie review series where I and a friend or a family member break down a movie. We tell you about the movie, review it, give you a letter grade, which is like high school, college grade, elementary school grade, A through F.
Each grade.
Plus and minuses do count. Do want to mention that. And this right here, the movie review section, there will be a spoiler review in the next episode. You can check that out once this one is done. If you don't mind spoilers, go watch it right now or go listen to it right now because it's up. So, time to introduce my guest, Tyreik Cole.
Whoa, what's happening, y'all? What's good?
And this is one of my good friends, and the movie we're about to do today, I would say it's a stable, and you're like, if you had a list of 10 or I guess a list of 25 movies, this would be up there.
It's a great movie. Absolutely one of my favorite movies. Just from the premise of the movie down to everything as far as just having that real life video game aspect in a real life movie, that live action movie, and then of course I love the music. Music's one of the big points for me in the movie.
You're a gamer too, like you love video games.
Absolutely.
So in comic books world, and so this movie kind of ties all that in, and
it's so many references.
Because it's a movie that's based off. I was trying to explain it earlier. It's a movie based off a manga, which is I should say it's based off a video game, which is based off a manga. So the manga is the original, and then the video game came after, and then the movie came after, right? Or
well, what they had it is it was they had wrote it, and then they made it into like a strip, like a comic strip, and then they were working on the movie. They were working on the movie. They were doing the manga at the same time.
Oh,
movie comes out, manga series comes out because I think the manga series is a little bit after because I think it goes a little bit more detail.
Okay.
And then I know the game came out slightly after the movie.
Oh.
I don't have all the times for these things. It was all relatively the same time. You know what I mean? It was just like a big thing they dumped some money into. But good job. Good job. Because Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, if you ain't seen it, you're sleeping, you're slacking.
Alright, so let's break down this movie. Well, I'm going to give like a synopsis of it and tell me if I missed anything. I kind of did a little bit in the intro, but I'm going to give you the full, fact. So we got a guy named Scott Pilgrim, and he's Canadian, which I guess that's not really a big thing to mention, but I'll mention it. He's Canadian, and
Toronto.
He meets this, what?
Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto, Canada. He meets this American girl by the name of Ramona Flowers. And in order to date her, he has to go and fight off her 7 evil exes. And I gotta say exes because this is a big part of the movie where Scott thinks like all of them was like, oh yeah, ex-boyfriend. It's like, no, she keeps correcting them, exes. So he had to fight all the exes in order to date Ramona in the end. Pretty much in order to be with her. So it's like that old school video game, Mario, Princess Peach. I gotta save Princess Peach, but I gotta beat Bowser. Ramona it's not a damsel in distress in this movie at all. But it's a kind of setup. And that's pretty much it, isn't it? Like
and then you look at like non-spoiler of course, but his motivation for wanting this female is that he essentially gets dumped by an ex-girlfriend, kind of breaks his heart, something we've all kind of gone through. He gets his heart broken and he's going through essentially a mourning period in which he's just trying to occupy the time he gets with a female that he's just not happy with, and then he Miss Perfect pops up, and then he's gotta, he's smitten.
Yeah, he comes very much
smitten.
Good Lord, very much smitten. That's the but
smitten.
But yeah, like, which that's kind of like a real life aspect there. Look at it that way. Which it's not really a good idea to do that, to mess with somebody and like just hanging on, you're talking to them until the next thing comes around,
right?
Which is messed up.
But how many people you know who do that? Like I've seen it so often. Like you girl kicks you in the heart, and you just want to kind of fill the void with anything possible, and then a girl pops up, but now you got all these connections to these females that catching feelings for you
Right.
You gotta cut them off, but you don't want to be mean.
But and then he doesn't like. Yeah.
I don't feel like. What do you say?
I was gonna say, would that be a spoiler to mention that, like how he does it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that.
Yeah, because it's a big part of the story.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that.
We talk about that in the spoiler review section, but let's break down the characters in this movie, the people that play on. So we got Michael Cera. He is the main character. He's Scott Pilgrim, and this dude plays Scott Pilgrim so well. I thought, which I never read the manga or played the video games, but just from the movie character, I could believe him as a Scott Pilgrim. Like he was dorky, also kind of egotistic. Not really egotistical, but like he felt something like he's more about himself.
Yeah,
and
I
he was
like that.
He was like, I'm going to do me. If I don't like this girl, I'm going to let her be and go to the next one and just pop. Sound like a bad guy.
But I like that about his character because he he's a nerd, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's a cool nerd. I like when they show nerds who are confident. He's like, yeah, I'm obviously nerdy. I may not be good with the females. I rock this bass. I play in the band. Obviously he's got some swag because evidently he's been with a lot of women.
Oh yeah.
It's obviously that he has the game. So, but at the same time, the people he hangs around, I think he's very much, kind of a nerdy dude.
Yeah.
So I do like that.
Like he wouldn't stand out in a room of people. Like you see him in a crowd of people, you like probably wouldn't talk. Probably wouldn't think like
random dude.
Yeah, you're like this random guy, but once you get to talk to him, like okay, he's kind of cool, but like I never would have thought like. That guy right there is the life of the party. No, he's not that kind of character.
Scott Pilgrim is Marvel's version of Spider-Man. I need Spider-Man and Scott Pilgrim do a thing.
Oh no. I think
Scott Pilgrim and Spider-Man. I want to see y'all. Homecoming too.
I think Scott Pilgrim. Literally tops Peter Parker in the ladies department.
Yeah. Oh, in the ladies, yeah.
Yeah, because Peter did not have. I just did Spider-Man review.
Absolutely.
And Peter Parker, after watching Spider-Man 1, yeah, like he's really bad. Like
he's a geek.
I'm not gonna go into that one in this one, but yeah, no.
See, people know the difference between a nerd and a geek, a dweeb, and a squad.
Also, I did want to mention before I get to the next characters, this movie came out in 2010.
Just 10 years.
Yeah, it still holds up really well today. Like I just watched it not too long ago, and probably watched it 3 times in this month already. It holds up so well. It's
a good movie.
Still a good movie. So we got the next character is Ramona Flowers, who's played by, where is she at? There she is, Mary Elizabeth Winstead. That's her name. Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Plays Ramona Flowers, and Ramona's
hot. She's not as hot as his other love interest in the movie, or his ex-girlfriend, but she's I can see why
she's reserved. I was like she's somewhat reserved kind of character. Like she's not I got her last name kind of make like she's not a flower like kind of like a flower like when the certain flower when it's cold outside, it's dark outside, it kind of close up. But then when it's brighter, she comes open. She's that kind of character. Once you get to know Ramona, she opens up. And she kind of become a character that you can just like, you can chill with. Like she's nothing like.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's not too over the top. She's not too crazy. She just kind of be that person, sit back, kind of take everything in, give her opinion on certain stuff.
If she didn't have the 7 evil ex-boyfriends, she's wifey material. I'll tell you why. Because she's down for the cause, and if you watch the movie, you'll understand what I mean. She is real laid back, chill female, but you can go out and do stuff with her. She's fun, and at the same time, she is spontaneous. She makes a little joke about like changing her hair. What that says a lot about her personality is that she's easygoing. That she's adventurous. She'll go out and do stuff, but at the same time, she's not hey look at me. I'm dolled up, glamorous. Like worship me type deal. But at the same time, as I said before, the way she carries herself, she is an attractive woman, to me anyway.
And you did have like I call it the band, because Scott Pilgrim isn't a band in this movie. So you have Kim Pine, Steven Stills, and Young Neil, who's played by Alison Pill, Mark Webber, and Johnny Simmons. And these guys are kind of like, not really comic. This whole movie has comedy in it, so it's not really. They're the kind of relief people. They're just kind of there, along with the journey. They just.
I love them.
Like
I love Stills. Steven Stills is awesome.
They're like his sidekick. They're not Scott Pilgrim's sidekick. They're more like just.
They motivate him a lot throughout the movie. I think they're just they're support characters that really kind of push him. You got Kim who basically almost reminds Scott of like his errors all the time, and she wants him to be a man about it essentially, and kind of step up more. She's always like, Scott, you're scum. You know what I'm saying? The things you do are trash. I'm a friend, so I'm telling you this. I still like you. I obviously hang out with you, but you're trash. You know,
right? And then like Steven, these characters pretty much. If they wasn't there in the movie kind of wouldn't progress. Like his Scott Pilgrim needed them, like they're doing stuff together as a band, so they need to be there to help Scott move on, and they did their job well. I didn't complain about any of them. Steven Stills made me laugh in certain parts of the movie. Knives is like not Knives.
Young Neil.
Kim Pine, she was there. Like she kind of made me laugh. And Young Neil, he was like that guy who pretty much Scott's. Not protege.
What do you call it? A subordinate is what it seems. That's what I would say.
Right.
That's what I would say. Cause he almost like tries to copy and emulate him.
Yeah.
It's cool though. I like how they put energy into Scott, but at the same time he puts energy into them. And a scene that's really cool is that you have one where in the beginning of the movie, you have Steven who's like, Scott, put those those emotions aside for the band. For the band? Like, but then, a couple scenes later, you have Scott smacking him in the face.
Like,
trying
get
to get
together,
him.
man. Like, we need to do this. I put my problems aside. You need to do the same. Which
that's
cool. It's cool. I just kind of wish I would know what Steven Stills' problems were. Like, I guess he was just in the moment. He was like nerves.
Yeah. I mean,
and he's nervous.
They're a local band that were coming up. They weren't ready for that.
And matter of fact, his nerves kick in not once but multiple times in the movie. And Scott Pilgrim kind of say, "Hey, man, you got this." Let me see here. We got Julie Powers, Aubrey Plaza. Oh, she's a character that not really just another side character.
Who are you talking about, Julie?
Yeah, Julie.
I love Julie. Hey, I love Julie. First off, let me say this. Since he said that while he's getting that, look. First off, Julie I thought was the most attractive girl in the movie, in my opinion. First off, that was Steven's ex, or so to call. They messed around or something. And Julie could also censor herself when she cussed, which was awesome. And she was, shut up, Julie.
And then get to the 7 evil exes. So you got Matthew Patel, who's played by Satya Baba. Sorry, man, that's your last name up.
Slashed.
But he's Matthew Patel. He's the first evil ex. Well, I shouldn't. He's one of the evil ex. I'm not gonna say which number he is. I just gave it away. Sorry, guys. But
I think they know. I mean, they're on the numbers. The numbers are on the people.
It is on it actually. Number 1, number 2. Like you look at the covers and the previews. They do show.
They showed the spinning
out with numbers. Yeah. So like, he was a fun character. I do want to mention about this movie. It's kind of slow starting off. Like it's
sets up nice. It gives exposition.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of exposition. It's really slow setting up. But once you introduce Matthew Patel, this movie picks up. So within the first 45 to an hour.
No. I mean, I think it's like 30 minutes in because it's crazy. Because you're right. It literally is like it seems like a normal movie, and then when it hits, when he comes in, it like shoots off, and it starts going. It's
funny because there's parts and pieces like setting up like. There's things where they say like, okay, this is gonna get a little crazy, but you're like, oh, whatever. Right. And then all of a sudden you just like,
it keeps happening.
And once it happens, like it just steamrolls and rolls and rolls. And that's one thing. Like if you're watching the movie,
one day.
Huh?
You got beat up a lot one day. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about beat up a lot one day.
I remember we watched this movie at the movie night younger, and like the group in the movie, or the movie, but the group at the movie night. We was watching the movie, everybody's kind of like, fading out, doing their own little thing, not really paying attention to the movie. But then once he came in, everybody was like, wait, what? They all kind of came back into the movie and looked at what was happening. So I do want to give you the heads up. You decide to sit down and watch this. It does start off kind of slow, but at the Tyreik said 35, 40 minute mark, picks up.
But I think that's necessary. I mean, I think without that exposition, I think you just don't attach to them. I think that's what they want you to do. I attach to those characters well, and I think that's why it's like that. You know, it sets up some normality for the people who, you know, aren't the comic book nerdy fans. You know, try to give them something to attach to.
I do see what IMDb is doing here. They're doing everything by like the list they came into the movie. Because like next is Lucas Lee, who's played by Chris Evans. Yes, Captain America is in this movie, which I love. He's one of my favorite characters in this movie. This guy he's an actor. He's an actor playing an actor in this movie. That's hilarious. But he's also a skateboarder and just a fun character.
The BA of the movie.
Of the movie. Like,
is he? Would you say he's your favorite X?
No, my favorite one's coming up. We have Todd Ingram, played by Brendan Roth. He is the vegan. With like this dude is just phenomenal. Like he's one of my favorite characters, and just goofy. Like he's not goofy. He's kind of dumb, to be honest, but he does have some goofy moments.
Dumb and sarcastic.
Yeah, there you go. Dumb and sarcastic. Then you have Roxy Richard, Mae Whitman. She's in this movie. She's another kind of psychotic character.
She's
crazy.
She's one of the evil exes. Shout out.
And then you have the Katanagi twins, Ken and Kyle, who play by actual. Well, how they have it, their names are different. Is this Kaita Keita Saito, and then Shota Saito. I took Japanese. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry, but I give it a shot. But yeah, they're another ones. Just
I love that fight.
And then Gideon Graves, played by. I just lost the words here. Oh, there he is. Jason Schwartzman. Jason Schwartzman plays Gideon Graves. He's like the arch guy. He's like the guy.
Top dog,
main villain. He the organizers of this.
The whole league.
Yeah, just once he comes into the movie, he kind of add a little more sarcasm, add a little more funny scenes. And,
see, you know what I really like about that character is that he's the obviously he's the evil ex-boyfriend. He's Big Cheese. He's the one that put the league together. But he's also the freaking guy running the battle of the bands, which is who they're trying to impress. So at the same time, it's like they want Gideon to produce their band essentially, but then Scott wants Ramona, and there's a conflict of interest.
Right. And who would you say is your favorite character in this movie?
Favorite single character or like either like good guy, bad guy type deal?
You can go both.
Okay. All right. Favorite bad guy, probably it's got to be between Todd Ingram, evil ex-boyfriend Todd Ingram, or Chris Evans' character. The second one was Lucas Lee. It's got to be between them two. They're crazy. Between those two characters, as far as the villain goes, as far as overall favorite character in the whole movie, probably Steven Stills, because his lines when he comes in, his lines are they're just funny to me. He's not in the movie a whole bunch, but I just like his character. He's that if you ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho, he's the cool bar of the group. That's how I feel.
My favorite villain, I'd probably say, it's going to be Todd Ingram, because I mimic his quotes, and his part of the movie sticks out to me more than anything. Anytime I have a flashback, I'm thinking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, it's usually a scene with Todd Ingram in it. And my favorite, good guy, I forgot to mention Wallace, but I don't think Wallace is one of my favorite characters.
Oh my god, Wallace, he's hilarious. Oh shoot.
Who's probably the best comic relief in this movie.
Yeah, he is.
Wallace, who's played by
Wallace. Yes. Will Wallace.
Where is he at? There, Wallace Wells, who's played by Kyron, I'm gonna mess his last name up. Kyron Culkin. So the kid that played Home Alone.
Yeah, Culkin.
Yeah, this is his younger brother.
He does look like him.
My mom mentioned that when she watched the movie earlier.
What's that? Yeah, Culkin. Yeah,
Kieran.
I made that comment when I saw him like when I first saw the movie. I was like, he kind of looks like Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, that's his little brother.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is Macaulay Culkin little brother. I'm messing their names up. So I'm sorry. This is not purpose. It's not on purpose, guys. I swear. But but yeah, he's a hilarious character. He makes a lot of funny jokes in his movie. He's also another guy that helps out Scott in his movie, kind of like his guidance.
For sure.
But my favorite.
I'm
going with Todd Ingram. I'm just saying Todd Ingram's one of my favorite characters.
Todd Ingram is the end all be all. Todd Ingram is the king.
All right. So Friday night, you're not going out with your friends. You don't want to go out, but you also don't want to do anything. Like you don't want to just sit there and not do anything. You want to like relax, be a long day. But you're like, okay, I'm inviting friends over, have everybody come over. Or you and your girlfriend sitting down watching this movie, or you just a bunch of people over watching the movie. Or you're gonna watch it by yourself. It's just a good Friday night movie to watch.
Absolutely. This is a good movie. Any point in time. The cool thing about Scott Pilgrim, I've seen this movie probably literally over 20 times. It doesn't get old to me at all. I do like the nerdy atmosphere, but you can relate to it. All the video game stuff aside, all the comic book stuff aside, it's a very relatable movie. For each of the X's represents a different like personality type, a different guy or maybe a female. Maybe you've gone through that situation with a person similar, so you can always relate to one of them. The situations that Scott goes through with his friends and his morality and him dealing with what girl he should be with, things like that. All of that's stuff you can relate to. And then Kim, how she felt about getting done dirty by him and then having to watch him as he kind of does it to other people.
Because she was still around, which was like, that's really rare. Well, probably not that rare, actually. Probably really common because they dated back in high school. So it's really common that
it happens.
An old fling would probably be around your friend group still, and still you're good friends with them. Y'all broke up. Years ago. And
it was just, and the real issue with that situation was the lack of closure. Mm-hmm. It was kind of like she just got dropped. Had a little thing,
Which that's funny. A lot of relationships in life is like there's a lack of closure. There's never really somebody just says, "Hey, you're a cool person, but you're not the best one for me. I'm a cool person, but we just don't click. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not a bad guy. I think we should break up. Like, somebody always needs I need you to tell me why. I need you to be a bad guy. Like, no, there's no bad guy, good guys in relationships. Just two people who had a mutual thing together, unfortunately, just didn't work out. And that's okay. And this movie kind of points on that a lot in this movie. Like, there's a lot of that stuff where closure, everybody kind of needs closure. Just go back and just say, hey, it was fun, but we're over. Like, it was good. We had a good run, but unfortunately, you and me are just not a perfect match for each other. We're not a good match for each other, but I think you'd be better for somebody else, and vice versa. And there's nothing wrong. There's no bad. There's no fault. You gotta let it be.
And it's cool how they do that with multiple characters. They do it with Kim. They almost do it with Ramona. When Ramona is kind of, you see how she does that with the exes as they go through. She kind of like they every time she fights an ex, they kind of look back at her like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, that's going on. You also get closure with Scott and his ex. Because there's a scene, which I'll say for spoilers, there's a scene where Scott, they're having a thing with with his ex, the one who like kicked a hole in his heart, and there's a little scene where he calls her by her old name, and it kind of like you see it kind of bring her back some, you know what I'm saying, and she kind of comes down off her little high horse for a second, so then she kind of gets changed too. It's very slight, but it does happen.
She has a moment, And matter of fact, because I feel like it would be, we had to do it, if we want to do this movie justice, we wouldn't do her justice if we didn't mention her in this. I know we wanted to save her for a spoiler, and she's not really, I'm not going to say what she does, but she's here, and that is Emily Wong, sorry. It's Ellen Wong, who plays Knives Child, which a big, good character in this movie, because a lot of people go through the stuff that Knives goes through in this movie. She does her job well, too, like really well. You can relate to her.
Absolutely.
Which I'm not gonna tell what she does. I'll say that for the spoiler, but like Nas is, Ellen did her job well, and I think everybody in this movie, everybody in this movie those people who did this movie, I would say the actors in it, they wanted to do this movie. They wanted to be a part. You can tell they wanted to be a part of this movie. I could be wrong. You could ask people in real life, like, hey, what do you think of Scott Pilgrim versus the World? And they're like, this movie's hot. Why did I do this? But from watching this movie, I'll say, agree with Tyreik that you should watch it with a bunch of friends. It is a movie to watch on a Friday night. I enjoyed it. Tyreik enjoyed it. It's something you can relate to everybody. But I would say this, though. If you're not really into like comic books and video games and stuff like that, this might not be that best movie for you. This might not be that choice.
Yeah, it's romance. I think if you like some comedy, I think if you like a romantic comedy, you might like it. Some romance and comedy going on there.
She ain't in the video.
You know, I think it's a good romantic comedy. I think it's got the romance in there. It's got the comedy in there. It's got something for the nerds. It's got, you know, you have to like a fun movie though. If you like serious movies, you're not gonna like it. It's not a serious movie.
Yeah.
But I think it's very relatable. I think a lot of people can watch it.
And then like for example, my mom, she doesn't really get into comic book movies and stuff like that. But she was watching this earlier again today. And she was still laughing at certain parts in this movie that like made her crack up. She was like, okay, that's funny. Like. Young Neil made her laugh at certain parts, and I would say this is a good, funny movie to watch. Like, it's a comedy movie. Want to kick back, put comedy on, and get your action in it, and get your romance. This movie does hit everything.
You know what I do want to point out on that thing? It's a nerd movie, but let me tell you about this. It's not one of those nerd movies like a Marvel movie where there's so much backstory that you know. It's only limited backstory. It's not like, okay, I'm watching this and I'm looking at it with a critical eye because I'm already familiar with years and years of these characters. Like Spider-Man, you do Spider-Man. I've been growing up with Spider-Man since I was a kid. You play Spider-Man, I'm looking at you. You better get it right. You know what I mean? Scott Pilgrim, you don't have that kind of eye. It's new and fresh. So it's nerdy on the fact that, yes, it makes video game references. Yes, the fighting and the skin is very video gamey, very nerdy, very comic book inspired, but it's not it doesn't have a whole back lore. So it's not one of those movies. You can go into this movie completely open, which is cool.
Another thing I remember watching is the CGI in this movie. The CGI is not that over the top. It's not that. So it's literally like
it's normal.
It's normal. Like it's not like you're watching Transformers where it's just like I don't know what's happening right now.
That's all they did in Transformers.
Like it's not like that. Like this movie or was like next. I want to say. Civil War didn't have that much CGI, like wasn't really that bad on CGI. Civil War actually was pretty decent.
Those are huge budget movies.
Yeah, though. But like this movie, this movie wasn't a huge budget.
It's AAA.
The CGI was still good though. He was like, okay, I can deal with this.
I think the visuals are nice, especially when the Kadinagi are fighting. I like. That's what I was gonna say. Like I don't want to talk about that, but that scene, I like that scene in the use of the CGI because it really reminds me of Gorillaz. And you'll know if you ever seen it, the Gorillaz band. If you ever listen to Demon Days by the Gorillaz, and that whole scene, that the way it looks, it reminds me of a music video straight out of Gorillaz. Shout out Gorillaz.
All right, so grading time. What would you grade this movie as? A through F, plus and minuses do count.
A through F, plus or minus. Like B plus, B plus, somewhere around there. If I put a percentage to it, like out of 100%, something like 82, 3, 4, somewhere around there. Low B, maybe 85, 86. It depends. Some things will give it slightly higher for me. If I want to do an average, I say B. Just go straight B.
Yeah.
If you add in the fact that I'm a comic book nerdy and I get all the references and all that stuff, it's gonna get the plus for me. Just because it's not nostalgia. But base movie as itself, B.
I'm gonna go agree with you there. I like to remove myself because I was. Top 10 favorite. This movie is a top 10 favorite movie list for me.
Absolutely.
Like I'll go all in. Scott Pilgrim. Anybody ask you what's your favorite movie? That's one of the first ones pop in there. Like I'm getting excited. Speaking faster right now. Sorry guys, but
it's a good movie.
Like I literally go all in. Like somebody like Scott Pilgrim reference. Go. Orange-headed kid. He wears a green shirt. Number 0. Break it down. Like I would go all in. Every little thing. The X's. Like, all of it. But. Take myself back from it, step out the box, go take a walk around the block, look at it again, and then be like, all right, this movie's a solid B. Just a solid B. It's good enough to watch over and over again. It's gonna keep me going. I enjoyed it. It's funny. It has its moment. It hits every point. Even talking about like, it had the romance, it had comedy, it had action, it had all of it. A solid storyline. Like, it's a good movie.
You know what's crazy is there are so many Zelda references in this movie, and it's crazy. If you like Zelda, that's for the nerds. If you like Zelda, you'll like this movie, because I probably counted so many in this movie, but there was one that literally I just thought of in my head that I didn't even think about till today.
Ooh.
Like just a second ago.
Well,
save it for the spoilers.
Hey, Tyreik, I want to say thank you for coming on to the movie review section. Appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, your support and everything. Please leave a comment in the comment section below if you want to like talk about the movie or what you think of the movie, or you want to figure out how to get your hands on it. Let us know. Pretty much just Amazon it, you Google it, YouTube, you'll find it. But thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Showdowns, and see you next up on the spoiler review. And also, keep being awesome. Hey guys, if you're watching this episode on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up if you really enjoy it. If there's a comment or there's a topic or something you want me to talk about in the future, please put it in the comment section below. Also, please click on subscribe if you want more videos of Grind Towards Success or Movie Showdowns. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And lastly, you can follow me on Instagram here. Follow me on Snapchat there for more daily and motivational tips. And you can watch the next episode of Grind Towards Success here, or the previous episode, or you can watch another episode of Movie Showdowns here, which is my movie review series. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And see you in the next episode. Keep being awesome.